Hello, BookTube. Want to do a book haul. Went to the 5 Colleges book sale over in Hanover, New Hampshire today. Went over there with Steve, and I did pretty well. So the first thing I got was one of these little modern libraries from the 1950s, Virgil's works, the Aeneid, Eclogues, and Georgics. I love these little things. This is number what? Number 75. Usually when you open them up, yeah, you can get a, oh, that's pretty bright. You can get a list of other volumes, other titles in the series. And then, I've never seen these before. This is Men in Their Times, General Editor is A.L. Rouse. This is Pericles in Athens by A.R. Byrne. And this also has a list of, you see I got it for what? I got it for $1. List of other volumes. I like the size of this, little end maps. It was a rainy day and the place was crazy busy. But I'll let Steve tell you about that on his channel. Here I have Penguin Classics, Early Irish Myths and Sagas. I've had this before, and I don't know why I don't have it anymore. Let's see what we have here. Translated with an introduction and notes by Jeffrey Gantz. Then we have a work of ancient history that I have not read, and that's The Roman History, The Reign of Augustus by Cassius Dio. You see that? Go. And next, another series I've never seen. This is White Star Publishers. Travels in Egypt and Nubia by Belzoni, who I studied in college, but never read this volume. I probably read excerpts of it out of a textbook or something. This thing is illustrated. So I'm looking forward to that. This one is a reprint. This is Joseph Campbell, The Mythic Image. Is it better? I think it's better if I hold it back here like this. So in the original volume, some of these would have been in color. These, and this thing has got images throughout. They're not in color. They're not on plates. They're scattered throughout the book. They're very nice. I needed it in the library. In my library. I'm trying to build up the Campbell collection again. This one has Mylar on it, so I don't know how it'll show up here. Let's see. This is Boswell's London Journal, 1762 to 1763. Nice thing, end papers, you get the map of London. Let's see, McGraw-Hill, New York, and this came out, this is the first edition from 1950, Yale University Press. And McGraw-Hill, that's interesting. Let's see, I think it has another one I have not read. Then, let's do this. We have The Fatal Impact, a superb narrative of the exploration of the South Pacific, its adventure, high purpose, and disastrous effects by Alan Moorhead. I've read his books, The Blue and the White Nile, which I really like. I have never read this, so I was excited to find it. End papers, a map of the routes taken, and then in the usual picture of Captain Cook. Maybe seen most of the books. A lot of times it's the cover. And then, what's really neat right here, you fold it out. There you go. It's weird if I go back further, you can see it, or maybe if I go up. Oh, there you go. So yeah, that was quite a find. Let me see here. Images inside. So all this is under $60. So let me see. I'll do another. An anthology, as told at the Explorers Club, more than 50 gripping tales of adventure, edited with an introduction by George Plimpton. Globe Peacoat and Lions Press. Pretty neat. Let's see. Then one actually replacing a volume I used to have, so it's a nostalgia buy, I guess. It's probably a bit dated. And this is Archaeology of World Religions. No dust jacket on this thing. It's old. The background of primitivism, Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Shinto, Islam, and Sikhism. Princeton University Press, 1952. I would imagine that a lot of the archaeology has been superseded in this, but it's, like I say, a bit of a nostalgia buy. And then Greek and Roman Naval Warfare by W.L. Rogers, Naval Institute Press. This thing, a study in strategy and tactics and ship design from Salamis to Actium. And William Ledyard Rogers was Vice Admiral, U.S. Navy, retired. And this came out in 1937. So this is a bit dated too, but looks like fun. Put that over there. Then, because I want to start collecting these, this is Edmund Wilson, the 60s. Edited and introduction by Louis M. Dabney, Farrar, Straus, Giroux, New York. So this is the last journal, 60 to 72. This came out in 1993. I actually like to go get all of these. They start in the 1920s and do the decades collections, but any of his stuff I'd like to collect. Finland Station, Patriotic Gore, any of those. So then, this was a nice find. This was a little more expensive. This was $10. The Oxford Classical Dictionary. I've got other ones that are not as extensive. I don't know if you can see that. Give you an idea what the pages are like. But for $10, I couldn't leave that on the shelf. Then one of these Norton libraries, George Frederick Handel by Paul Henry Lang. And that lighting is just real bare. A few of the New Grove volumes. The Haydn by Jens Peter Larsen. The Italian Baroque Masters, and who we have on that? We have Monteverdi, Frescobaldi, Cavalli, Corelli, A. Scarlatti, Vivaldi, and D. Scarlatti. So you can see it right there. And then the other one I got was the Negro Schubert by Maurice J.E. Brown. Then Sailing Around the World by Captain Joshua Slocum. I just thought this was a nice little copy of this book. I love this book. But it's a little odd that it's a Shambhala publication. I don't know why they would do it, but I will take it. Me and Shakespeare, Adventures with the Bard by Herman Golub, a memoir. I have not read this, so I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I can, yeah, there you go. And then one I have read on Shakespeare but don't have a copy of is Shakespeare, The Invention of the Human by Harold Bloom. Finally, to wrap it all up, this nice thing here. Get this for $5. This is The Discoverers by Daniel J. Borston. Comes in 2 volumes. This is an illustrated edition, so let me take volume 1 and give you an idea. Read this years ago, wouldn't mind reading it again. I was very excited to find that. It was a good book sale. Like I said, it was raining, very busy. I think we stood out in line, had a great time talking to folks in line. We got in pretty easily. The scoopers, or whatever they're called, the people with their cell phones who are just scanning books, they were less obnoxious this year, I thought. The choice of books was good, and we got in and out in probably an hour and a half. Went in twice, and it was a good time. So that's the book haul. Thank you, BookTube.